Hey everyone, noah.tempestarii here, and in this video I wanted to show you a how-to on a mutual feelings revealing spell. I know that's a long name for a spell, but if you recall my rant and love spell video, where I basically like express how much I love love and I like to help people, with different love spells and love magic in general. Somebody actually reached out to me and asked me if I can help them create this spell, a mutual feelings revealing spell. And when I do love magic and I show other people how to do it, I always advise that they pretty much are very careful when they work this type of love magic, just because, magic is about intention and it has to be focused on that intention solely. So you don't, my what do you call it, like my motto, my ethic behind love magic is that I don't cast spells on people. I'm not going to make somebody love me or I'm not going to take somebody's will away. I'm not going to cast a spell on somebody to make them love somebody or make them love me. That's just how I feel. So just be careful with your thoughts and things like that when creating this spell. This spell is exactly for that and that alone. You can use it exactly as I show you here. You can tweak it as you like. If you need alternatives, ideas for alternatives, please do reach out to me and I can help you with that. This is a spell that I came up with on my own. I have read books, articles, blogs, watched some videos on love magic, and I kind of just like put a bunch of stuff together. So let's just get started. I don't want to keep going on and on with that. So what you're going to need for this spell is a mirror. I have a mirror right here if you can see my reflection. See, hello. You're going to need a mirror. You're going to need a bowl to mix your herbs in. I'm just using my mortar here. You're going to need some coarse sea salt. You're going to need some Himalayan salt. Then you're going to need 2 candles. If I correspond, males with blue, and females with pink. That's just me. You can use whatever colors that you'd like. Please don't call me, sexist or whatever, because I'm saying that, blue is a boy color and pink is a girl color. That's not what I'm saying. That's just what I use in this particular spell, because that's what helps me to visualize. That's it. That's all I want to say about that. So, no negativity. Yeah. If you do not have blue or pink, you can use white. And this isn't just a spell for to work on the opposite sex. You can use the same sex. So if you're a guy and you're trying to see if another guy has mutual feelings for you, use 2 blue candles. If you're a girl wanting to see if another girl has mutual feelings for you, use 2 pink candles. And I keep going like this because this is so much fun. So this is just a general demonstration. I'm going to use a boy and a girl, okay? So I have here, I don't know if you can see it in frame, I have my blue candle ready to go and my pink candle ready to go. And I bought these candle holders at Walmart. I think they were like $1 or $2. And I love them because they fit these taper candles. They have like a hole for the taper candle, and then it's wider so you can put a tea light candle in there. So shout out to Walmart. I swear they should like sponsor me or something. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Okay, so the herbs, some herbs that you can use, you don't have to use all of these herbs. These are just some examples. I'm not going to use all of these herbs, but these are just some examples that you can use in your love magic. What I like to use the most are these 2 here, which are Licorice Root and cinnamon chips. You can also use cinnamon sticks. It doesn't have to be cinnamon chips. It could be cinnamon sticks, and you can just like break them up and things like that. So we have Licorice Root, cinnamon chips, then we have juniper berries, we have some chamomile, we have some white willow bark, and am I in focus? There we go, and some lavender here. So for this spell, I'm going to use lavender, licorice root, and cinnamon chips. I'm going to take these 3 out. So these are the herbs that I'm going to be using. I just wanted to give you other examples in case you don't have all of these herbs or whatever. I have some crystals here that I want to show you too that are part of the spell. I would definitely use it, but it's completely optional. You know, make this spell your own. It doesn't have to be exactly like this. I don't want you guys to go out and spend a ton of money on this, so just make it your own. But this is you know, how you know, where my heart led me to creating this spell. So for this spell, I have rose quartz. I have some clear quartz. I have a piece of raw and a piece of tumbled, and I have this beautiful crystal here. It's called Chysocolla, and the clear quartz are to substitute the Chysocolla if you do not have it. It's actually pretty pricey. I think this one was like $8 for this piece here. So and it's and clear quartz is just a lot easier to come by, so it's just to substitute it, but we'll get to that later on in this video. So, oh, I'm sorry, actually one more thing I wanted to use is rose. I wanted to use a white rose. This is a dried white rose. I know it looks yellow on the camera, and it is yellow in person too, but it was originally white, and it dried up like this color, so I'm gonna use a white rose. So, the last thing that you're gonna need for this, or actually the second to last thing, sorry, is incense. You wanna either use rose or jasmine. For this one, I'm gonna use jasmine because I just love the scent so much, and pretty much when you're working with love magic, any kind of dried flowers works best. You know, that's my go-to is flowers for love magic. So jasmine, it just smells so good, and I don't have a plant. I would love to have a plant, but the people that I work with, they're always bringing me like the little flowers. Like it doesn't have a stem; it's just a flower, and they usually like hang it on their name tags or like in their hair sometimes. And it just smells so good. So I found the incense, and it kind of smells just like it, but it's beautiful. I love it. So I use jasmine. And then the last thing you're going to need, this is for sure the last thing, I promise, is a paper heart. You just cut it out of a piece of paper, and you're gonna need something to write with. I use red. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be red ink. It can be black ink, blue ink, whatever. You know, a lot of people like to go all out with their correspondences and just make everything about that one correspondence and those properties and things like that. It doesn't have to be like that. It's whatever, wherever your intuition and your heart leads you. That's what I want to say for sure. So let's get started. Let's kind of make some space here so I can get this started for you guys. So let's remove the crystals first, because we're going to add those later. And I just want to make sure I'm still recording. Let's take the incense out. Let's take the candles out. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is take your herbs, and you want to mix them in your bowl or mortar and pestle, whatever. We're not going to be grinding anything. We're just going to just put a very little bit of each thing inside. So here I have my licorice root. I'm just going to grab a little bit, because it's a little will go a long way. I have my licorice root here. I throw it on in there. And I have my cinnamon chips. I love this smell. I have to smell it. Every time I open this bag, I have to smell it. I have my cinnamon chips. Just throw it on in there. And then my lavender here. And this is just going to set the energy, the mood of the spell. These herbs here. And then this is what I like to do with the rose. You know, in the old days, I haven't seen any kids or teenagers from this generation doing this, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure a lot of my, you know, from my generation and before will remember "He loves me not." So that's what you want to do with your rose is "He loves me not," and go all the way down. And regardless if you get "He loves me" or "He loves me not," that's just like, you know, it's just the intention. I mean, not the intention, like the focus, you know, that's what you want to figure out is, are the feelings mutual? So that's what you want to do, like he loves me not, right? So you just keep doing that all the way down. He loves me not, and things like that. And that's about all I'm going to use. There's actually a lot more that I'm going to use. You can use as much as you like, but I have a very limited space. I'm working on it's like a TV tray kind of thing, so I can't use all of these. You know, as much herbs as I would like because of the space, but I will work with what I got. So what I'm basically doing is kind of like tearing up the rose petals. And the reason I'm not using red is because red is very strong for love, and this is like a more gentle nudge to the spell as opposed to red, because remember, we're not trying to make somebody fall for you or like put those feelings in someone. We're just trying to bring it out in a gentle manner. That's what we're trying to do. So just remember that when you're doing this spell. And as I'm mixing, you're just adding in your energy, you're adding in that intention and the wonder, you know, does he feel for me the way that I feel for him, you know, and things like that. And I'm doing the example in a girl's perspective because it was a girl who reached out to me, so I'm gonna do it as if I were her, okay? So I want you guys wondering, like, anything. All right, and then the last thing you're gonna want to add is the salts. Sea salt is the most purest thing to me. Sea salt. I love working with it, and everything I do is just so crisp and clean, and you know, just working with it, feeling it in my hands, and even just playing around with it, it just feels like so cleansing. So that's why I want to throw that in here, you know, to clear the air, and you know, just ready it for, you know, those words or those feelings to come out, you know, in a comfortable way. You know, you want to set the mood for that. You want to you want to set the mood. Okay, and then you use Himalayan salt. Himalayan salt is pretty much the same as sea salt, but because it's pink, I like to associate it with love. And it's a pure love, it's sweet, it's innocent, and things like that. So we're just going to add a little bit in here as well, because this is that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to see, you know, if those feelings are there. And it's not the spell that's going to tell you whether those feelings are mutual or not. It's the spell is going to manifest, and you have to be around that person so that that expression can come out, you know, and you'll know, you don't have, it might not be instant. It may take a little while. But I'm not saying to like wait around either. If it has to be you that initiates that conversation or however, then it's going to have to be you. The spell is going to work on its own way. Working with love magic, you have to know that, you know, that it's going to work in its own way. It's not going to work the way that you want it to, because love is one of the most sacred things in the universe, and it is the most strongest emotion, and it's pretty much up there with life itself, you know. So you know that that's going to work in its own way. So if the spell is going to work on you to express that and to bring it out of him or her, then that's what it's going to do. So I'm just going to add a little bit more just because I said that. And then this is your mixture here. Okay. So now you want to ready your space. What you want to do is take some sea salt here, and you want to create one spot for you, and one spot for him. And I'll explain the mirror in a second. So now what you want to do is place your candle on top of the salt, and then his candle on the other salt. And then what you want to do is create a trail that leads the two together, using even more salt. And you're going to use a mixture of the two. And in your head, as you're doing this, you just want to, you want to keep thinking that, like, does he like me the way that I like him, and things like that. And you just want to go back one more time over the pink, and then you want to set that heart down with the question. so you can put, are the feelings mutual? Does he feel for him what does he feel for me what I feel for him? You know, whatever you want to write down. So I'm going to write what I feel for him, does he feel for me? What I feel for him, does he feel for me? And I'm going to place it in the middle of that trail. So you're, like I said, you're setting the atmosphere. This candle, the pink candle, is you, and the blue candle is him. And you're setting that. That's the whole visualization. You know, about this is it's like the conversation. You know, it's trying to come out. You're trying to make it. So you know, you're trying to bring it out if it is so. You know. So now that you have your intention set in the middle, what you want to do is take some more sea salt, but this time you're going to put them together, a mixture here, and you're going to sprinkle it right on top. And then you're going to create the trail one more time. I think it looks so beautiful already. Alright, so then you want to take your herb mixture and you want to cover that trail, because what you're doing is you're putting that energy out there, that love energy, and that it's like a warm welcome energy that is going to make both of you feel comfortable, you know, for that conversation if it is to happen, you know. And you want to just start from yourself, because it's you that's doing this spell. You want to start it from yourself, and you want to go over the heart, and you just want to go back. And then lastly, you want to put it on the heart. Okay, so now you want to take your 2 rose quartz, and you want to lay one next to you and one next to him. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, so I want to explain the crystals real quick. Let me put this so it looks, there you go. Okay, so rose quartz is the love stone. It's known as the love stone. It opens up the hearts to many different forms of love, whether it be self-love, love from another, you know, in order to accept love. Like I mentioned in that love, in the Rat and Love Magic video, that some people find it hard to take in love and affection, things like that. So that's what this stone is for. That's some of the things that the stone is for, I should say. So it's perfect for this spell. The next stone that you want to use is the Chysocolla. I always get the name, you know, like it's hard to pronounce sometimes with my braces. Chysocolla, there we go. Okay, and so this stone is associated with the throat chakra, and it pretty much gets that chakra going to get those words flowing and in a positive manner, and pretty much to promote you to say all the right things. So if the feelings are mutual and you want it to come out, this is definitely crystal that you want to utilize. If you do not have Chysocolla or you cannot find it, then you can always use clear quartz. And the reason why you would use clear quartz is because it is programmable. You can program it with the same properties and the same intentions as the Chysocolla here. The same exact thing. You want to get that mouth moving. You want to you want to get it out of him, or you want to get it out of you, whichever, and remember that it's not, you're not casting the spell on him to say it. It's a general spell for the both of you. You have feelings for him, and you want to know if those feelings are mutual so you can take it to the next step. So it's going to be working on the both of you if the feelings are there. And like I said, it could take some time. It's not going, you can't cast a spell and think it's going to work overnight, and he's going to like call you up or text you to come meet him and things like that, like you see in the movies. It's going to take its own time. So remember that. So what you want to do is place your stone in the center, and you can already pretty much picture the story that's going on here, right? Like I said, if you do not have your Chysocolla, you can always use clear quartz, so that's an option too. And if you want to use clear quartz too, you can use your clear quartz too, because clear quartz are an amplification stone. They're going to amplify the powers of the other crystals, so you can use them like that if you like. It's up to you. Let me see here. Okay, so now let me explain let me clean up a little bit first. Let me explain the mirror here. So, you want to think about the mirror as honesty and truth, and all around truth. Okay, my patron is Apollo, and Apollo is a god of truth and light, and this is perfect for him. The mirror is only going to show you the reflection of what is in front of it. So that's perfect for the spell, because that's what you want to do. So when you are casting the spell, you want to stand on your side over here. Let me see, over here. Sorry, I'm over here, but you want to be over here. You want to be facing the mirror, so you want to be facing this way towards the mirror. And I know I'm in a weird angle. I'm actually against the wall because my mirror doesn't have like a little back leg thingy to stand up, so I put the mirror up against the wall here. So you want to be sitting facing the mirror, and you want to speak the incantation into the mirror. So you're going to be looking at yourself as you're doing this, and talking from your candle to him. Remember, candles become a living entity of their own. You're creating the candles to work in a way for you to get the words flowing, to see if the love is mutual, so you guys can take it to the next level. This isn't some people might think you're taking drastic measures by doing this, but you know what? To each their own. That's what I want to say. This person came to me for help, and I'm going to give it to them. And I love, and I love her for coming to me, because she was actually the first one that has come to me since watching that video. She was the first one who has approached me to help. And I was so excited. I ran out to the store and grabbed the last few things that I needed to show for the spell. And that night when she messaged me, I stood up, a couple hours coming up with it. And it just, in my head, it looks exactly how it looked in my head. And it's so beautiful. I mean, look at this. It's so beautiful. And I can just feel it already. I'm trying to be careful, because I don't want this to be like an actual spell for somebody, because of all the energy that I've already put into it, into the thought for it, to from my head and my heart, into this reality. It's just it's so beautiful. And anyways, I got a little off topic there. So the last thing you're going to want to do is you want to face the mirror. The mirror is a reflection. It's going to reflect anything that is put in front of it. It's true. When someone takes a picture and they post it online, they use all these different filters, which isn't a bad thing. I'm not judging anybody, but they usually use some kind of filter to make them, to enhance the appearance of the photo. Whereas a mirror is going to show you whatever is in front of it. And so when you're speaking the incantation, you're pretty much you're sending out that energy back to you, because you want to help it to reveal itself. So when you stand in front of a mirror, it's revealing the truth to you. It's showing you your face, right? That's how you want to. I'm trying to get the words out. It's kind of hard for me right now. I don't know. I hope you guys understand that. If you don't, please do message me so we can figure it out together. When you stand in front of a mirror, it shows you your true self. You stand in front of the mirror, you look, and whatever's on your face, if you have something on your face, it's going to show you, so you can take it off or fix your makeup or whatever you do in front of the mirror, fix your hair or whatever. So think about that when you're doing this spell. You're trying to get a revelation. You know, does he feel for me the way that I feel for him? So you want to say that in front of the mirror. So here is the incantation. And before I light these candles, I like to trim the wicks off of a lot of my candles because the wicks are too long. I already trimmed this one. Let me see if I can get it in frame. No, it's not going to work. Or actually, let me see if I can just move this a little bit over. There. I already trimmed this one. I just need to trim this one. And I'm just going to trim it a little bit. And just to let you guys know, I am not casting this spell for her. This is demonstration purposes only. And I've been getting a lot of people asking me, what do I do with, you know, the things after the demonstrations are over? I usually just bury them. I'll bury them because it is the power, whether I like it or not, the power is within it. And it's not necessarily being casted out for myself or somebody else. This is a demonstration and there's power in it. So I want to release that energy back into the earth so that, you know, it's neutralized and things like that. So, you know, your spell is all about intention. So if I were to keep it or bury it with different intention, then it would manifest in that manner. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm not casting the spell for somebody. This is a demonstration. And after I'm finished with it, I'll take, you know, what I can't keep. Like, of course, I'm going to keep the crystals and the candle holders, things like that. But like the sea salt and the herbs, I'll take that stuff and I'll bury it. Just want to throw that in there. So you trim your wicks and you're sitting over here. Remember, you're going to sit over here. Hello. Let me see my fingers. Hello. You're going to be sitting over here and you're going to be facing the mirror and you're going to speak into the mirror this incantation, which I will put in the description box too. A revelation I do set free. Unveil now what I wish to see. What I feel for him, does he feel for me? If the feelings are mutual, let them show. Let's express them now and let them flow. To the harm of none, this is my plea. As I do will it, so mote it be. And then you want to light your candle first. And then you want to light his candle. I have my fan on, so the flames are kind of like dancing all over the place right now. You can sit with this as long as you want and put your energy into it. This is the type of spell that it's going to take as long as it needs to. The time that it's going to take is going to be different for everyone, and it's all a matter of how much you are around that person. You know, if you see this person on a daily basis, it might work faster. If you see them, you know, every couple days or every, you know, a week or so, then it might work a little slower. There's no guarantee on that. I could be wrong, but it will definitely work for you. You know, I would definitely suggest this spell if you feel that the feelings are already there. And that's what I said in that video too. If you feel that those feelings are there between you two already, the flirtation's there, the chemistry's there and everything like that, but you can't seem to get it out of him or her or out of yourself, this is a spell that will help with that. It's a gentle nudge. It's not going to make these feelings, you know, put them in somebody. It's not going to make them love you or make you love them or things like that. It's a very gentle nudge, and you have to remember that. Like I said, with love magic, you have to pretty much tread very softly because you don't want to get hurt or you'll want to end up hurting somebody. I hold love very, very sacred, and I would never cast a spell on somebody to make another person love me or love somebody else, you know, etc., etc. So this is the spell. Let me see if I can no, I can't zoom out so you can see, but this is like the whole thing. I just want to hopefully I can get this, let me see if I can take a picture, so this will be like the thumbnail. I'm just gonna let this burn for a little while, and that's pretty much this is the spell. It's beautiful. I thank you so much. I don't want to say your name, but I thank you so much for reaching out to me. I love, and I love you for coming to me for help. It really, I feel very honored. I feel very honored that you came to me and you trust me to help you, you know, and I hope that the spell works out for you, and, you know, I know you'll let me know. I know you'll let me know when it does, because it will. And I hope that the feelings are mutual so that you can embrace that love that's coming your way. I send you all of the blessings in the world, love and light. Thank you all for tuning in. If you have any questions about this spell, please do comment below. You can reach me on any social media I have to offer, which I will leave in the description box below. Thank you all for tuning in. Much love and many blessings.